Sapoops, if you saw someone who looked like me, talked like me, acted like me, moved his hands like me at UKEC's MSLS 2025, yeah. Nope, that was not my doppelganger, that was me. If you don't know what UKEC is, it's an umbrella body for Malaysian student societies across the UK and Ireland. Pretty much any Malaysian who studied in the UK knows about it, partly because they run this huge mega event every year called MSLS, or the Malaysian Student Leadership Summit, which is what your boy crashed. It's a huge event. Tons of sponsors and tons of students back for summer vacation just come over, network, learn from, and get to rub shoulders with businessmen, GLC leaders, politicians, academics. It's probably one of the biggest thought leadership events in the entirety of Malaysia that people generally don't know about. I mean, look, this year is MSLS 19, but look at this random booklet I found here for MSLS 12. Literally, Tun Dr. Mahathir, Anwar Ibrahim.
And yeah, it was through MSLS that your Sapoop first met KJ, Tun M, and Sultan Nasrin Shah.
So yeah, no, like, these guys are not joking around. Anyway, this year, I wanted to register, mostly out of nostalgia.
The small difference from the past is though,
So now, when I look at the guest list, I no longer see people that I would think are like far away, because like, these are people I've actually interacted with, I've talked to, and wanted to see again. So here I was, looking at the guest list, being like, yo, my Sapoopus are gonna be there. Tried to register, only to realize that registration was closed. Now you might be asking, why would you crash an event like that? And the answer to that is, I tried to get a ticket, realized that tickets were completely gone, tried to email UKEC, only got a response the next day when I was already on the grab and on the way to the event. And there we were, figuring out how we were going to persuade these people to let me into the event. Showing up, waiting in line, contemplating how life is suffering, and being like, what if they remove me from the premises? Well, ta-da, I guess. Thanks for not physically removing me from the premises. I deeply appreciate your kind intervention. So I could go around chatting with people, trolling KJ and Shahril, to the point that now Shahril has homework.
So you can see I'm struggling to articulate, partly because I haven't found the answer, but because I don't know where to pick up from. Because there's not been this healthy debate of what Malaysian ideologies ought to be about. I know what I don't want, I think you guys know what I don't want, but what exactly can work? My view, I like to think it's about fairness, it's about compassion. I like our country to be less angry about immigrants. I hate the fact that every race in this country, it seems like we don't like immigrants, we don't like refugees. So now I'm out of politics and I know I can say what I truly am, right? So these are some examples of what I am and what I like to be. But can I sell it? Is that a sellable message? I don't know. But at least let's start having that debate. So, that's my 20% answer, but we need far more thinking and smarter people than me to go through this.
And KJ might get banned from Singapore.
It's technologically driven, future-proof. They're proud about this. But when it comes to politics, they've not even left kindergarten yet. So, I think, probably can't go to Singapore anymore for this.
sorry KJ.
And I have friends.
Subscribe to find out why. And hung out with a whole bunch of people out there.
Including our former US ambassador and our Speaker of the House who declares,
leaders think about next generation. You are the one going to be heading this country. Thank you very much.
and also
This guy who, interestingly, did not crucify Madani because his wife told him to be gentle on them. Wow. Oh yeah.
I guess I met the entire Hero faction yesterday.
And oh yeah, YB Rafizi also agreed to come on Pathways. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but he said yes, so fingers crossed, let's hope it's gonna happen. In any case, congratulations to UKEC and MSLS 19 committee for creating an incredible, unquestionably excellent event. It was really amazing and it was a privilege to be a part of this. Also, to the volunteers and organizing committee, I do want to apologize for crashing. It's true that I would have done what I did regardless of what you said, because I already told people I was gonna be there and I was already on the way. Of course, that went against a decision that you guys made, but I hope I added color to your event and something for some of you guys to look back at. I do also want to apologize to you for shaming you with the fact that you misspelled KJ's name and also Wan Faisal, not Wan Fahisal's name. And finally, for pointing out the mirage of mortality, which is I'm sorry, like, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty funny. But that being said, I think it's really important to aspire to high standards, and when it comes to one of the most elite student umbrella bodies bearing Malaysia's name and showcasing some of our most important leaders to the world, I think it's important to be able to pay attention to these small details, especially when it comes to names. I've literally heard stories of people getting fired for just putting the wrong name on a social media creative, and the horror stories abound. You could say that a lot of people don't notice I'm the weird one, and that's possibly and probably true, but I do think that anybody who really has an eye for detail can actually see this kind of thing, and that's the kind of person that you want to appeal to, like the discerning person, the person who actually knows that what you're producing is really important, really amazing, and will actually take the time out of their day to attend the event. If you're dealing on such a high level with so many different important people, of course everyone is important, but high profile, high status type people, I think it's even more important to get that right. But having said that, I don't think that mistakes are something that people want to focus upon. I think that in the best case scenario, we just want to focus on the content or what you're going to be delivering. But if there are mistakes, then that kind of distracts from the awesome work that you guys have done to bring all of these people together, which I think is definitely something that you should think about if you're aspiring and trying to push the envelope forward, which I hope you will, because I think if we're talking about the theme Disenja democracy, and you're talking about how people are getting less involved in civil society nowadays, and how it's very important really to start getting people to
Reject dysfunction as abnormal.
I think that it's very important too, as your UKEC chairperson 2024-2025 said, become an author of history, and in authoring, make sure at least to spell things right. I think it's very natural to make mistakes, but it's also good to be able to learn from them. That's what came out across multiple different sessions. You have to be able to learn from your mistakes, level up, improve, and not just think about how you're so amazing, so elite, so successful, that you can't see how to get better for the future. But having said that, there's no question about it. Even if this took away a little bit from your glory, I think you still have plenty of it, and what doesn't kill you also makes you stronger. You guys created something amazing. You gathered together some of the most accomplished people in the entire country for lots of thought, lots of discussion, no doubt lots of new learning that wouldn't have otherwise been possible if not for your efforts. So thank you again for your hard work. IDK, if I'm persona non grata now, I don't even know if I'm going to go for another MSLS. There's a high chance that the answer is no, but depending on who you invite, I might actually end up doing it. And yes, thank you to the Buddha US, Lukman Muiz from KYUEM, short for LLM, whom I conveniently refer to as ChatGPT, and also to Lara Lovelock, who recognized me but was too shy to say hi on this occasion. Don't worry, Sepupus, I don't bite. Come by, say hi next time, don't be shy. I definitely wasn't when I was trolling Shahril Hamdan, KJ, Wan Faisal, and Nick Nasmi, so you shouldn't be either. Anyway, I look forward to seeing more of you in the days ahead, and yep, that's about it. See ya.